Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. Hope you guys are all having a fantastic day. Today's upload is hopefully going to be shorter than 10 minutes or shorter than usual because there's not much to talk about in terms of the actual weather approaching right now. There is a chance for a snowstorm across the northeast this weekend or this midweek, but I'll talk about that in a minute. But if you like these type of videos, I always say this in every episode, consider subscribing, consider supporting this channel. Any help is much appreciated, so thank you for that. Again, this weather right now is fairly calm. We're just seeing some cooler shots of weather coming into the United States, some cooler weather. But in terms of snowstorms, even rainstorms or big events, not much. However, I just kind of want to focus on in this video, focus on the fact that winter is definitely coming. Winter is approaching actually fairly quickly, fairly fast. So let's just dive right into this. So right now what we're looking as a GFS, and this basically shows you where it's going to be rain and snow. The blue is the snow, the rain, the green is the rain. And you can see right now we're seeing very minimal amounts of precip across the United States. I mean, little to no signs of precip. I mean, no signs of precip at all across the United States. You could see very minimal amount of precip, not much. So we go through time, you could see it doesn't really ramp up in any sort of way. We see this one storm here in New England, and this could be a potential for some snow, depending on the cold air and what track it takes. But nothing too significant seems at this point, so I don't think I'll be making a video on that. Then we see some storms trying to make it through the central part of the country. You could see one to the south, a little bit one further to the north, and then we could actually see this one that took its path to the south. You could see you could see that it starts intensifying into a fairly large system, fairly large low, and it actually may become into a nor'easter, and depending on how much cold air there is available with this is around Halloween time, there may be even some snow with this, so maybe a possible snowstorm. And then after that storm passes next week, I'm saying, like I said in my past couple of videos, that this week should be fairly calm, maybe the northeast being impacted around the weekend with this big storm, and then next week, after this week, that's upcoming this Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, next week, I think we could definitely start seeing some more storms coming through the part of the country. You could see some snow, and then a bigger storm right here. So definitely more active time. If we were to look at the European model, what they're saying in terms of the snowstorm, this is, well, there's two occasions. So right now we're looking at the Tuesday into Wednesday storm. So you can see some snow showers, a little bit of rain getting pulled up, and with that being some snow into Maine. However, again, not too much, more than a GFS, but it's not showing too much. So I may be making a video on that, maybe not. We'll need to see on how this plays out. Nothing too major, doesn't seem at this point. And then we start seeing this big storm right here, trampling down its way up, or tramping up the east coast. And this could actually bring some gusty winds, some heavy rainfall to parts of the United States, especially the east coast, obviously. And then depending, you can see all of this is just question marks. I think that or explanation marks, or if it's not, then I think that's just ice, basically. That's what it's showing. So this is kind of undetermined precip. We don't know what this may be. This may be some ice. This may be just undetermined precip. Oh yeah, freezing rain, that's what it is. Okay, so freezing rain potential Saturday. And then this pushes up. As this system pushes up, you can see not enough cold air. A lot of snow seems to be happening and will occur during in Canada during this system. However, with this storm pushing up so much warm air, the main snow that will fall will be behind this storm. When it wraps around, you can see quite a bit of snow showers behind that. But we'll definitely need to watch that, because if there's enough cold air, then we'll definitely need to keep an eye on that. If we go to new snow accumulations next 24 hours, next 3 days, you can see with that storm that could be occurring with the next into Tuesday and Wednesday, about 7-8 inches. And then next 5 days, you could see that's with that bigger storm. You could see again up to 11, possibly a little bit more, 10, 15 inches. And then next 10 days, a little bit more. But we'll definitely still need to keep an eye on this. And you can see that southeastern Canada, New Labrador, and Ontario are just getting absolutely slammed, completely slammed. You could see 20 inches, 30 inches, and then southern Greenland is also getting extremely pummeled by this. So definitely a very active time in terms of snow for at least the Canadian times. And in terms of the snow on the the United States. Again, this is the next 10 days, the European model, not showing too much. A little bit by Colorado, Denver, and a little bit up by the New England coast. And we'll still need to watch that, see how this all plays out. So, that is actually, I will show you the temperatures first, and I would like to show you the temperatures right before we go. This may actually take a little bit longer. So let's go. You can see this is right now hour 0, that cold blast that I've made a video on. You can see it's definitely in place and it's cooling off. It's pretty cool across much of these states that are in the blue areas. In the red and the oranges, that is where the western part of the United States is, and that's where it is warmer and not much snow going on other than the mountains. And you can see that this cold air remains for a couple of more days. But then the pattern starts definitely starts, moderating, and the cold air does try sticking in here, and it does through about this whole next week. But then afterwards, you can see that warm air starting to get in, and with that storm, whether how much cold air there is in with the storm, we need to see how much snow will be, how much snow or how much rain will fall with that big nor'easter potential. So you can see, and then some warm air, and then another cool blast of air, and then some warm air, and then another cool blast of air. So depending on where you live, this is gonna be a fairly active, crazy pattern, at least for the second week of the forecast range. I would say that this first week that we're going into right now, this work week, fairly cold, at least across parts of the eastern part of the United States, and warm across the western. And you can see that the west stays fairly warm, especially the southwest. The northwest may see a couple of shots of cooler air. Sorry if I'm going a little bit fast, but you can see around this is next week, Tuesday, Wednesday, you can see some cooler air before the warm air comes back in. And I think that this year the West will be a very repeating pattern, where the West will be warm and the eastern part of the United States will be cold. So that is very possible to happen. If I wanted to show you the total the GFS, the total snowfall from the GFS, you can see not that much either. The European is even a little bit more aggressive. Let's zoom in on the northeast coast or the northeast and show you. Let's go right there. You can see some amounts of up to 6, maybe 8 inches, but that's all already, I think, a little bit on the crazier side. I don't think there'll be 8-9 inches. Maybe there will be with this big storm that's potentially going to happen, this nor'easter. But that's always a possibility, especially with those two storms combined. There could be definitely some localized 8-inch amounts, but I don't think it should be widespread. And I do think I agree more with the European model, that the snow will be more centered across northern Maine rather than here down in Vermont and New Hampshire. So, that's basically it for today's video, guys. I just wanted to show you that winter is definitely coming. There's going to be more signs of it. We're seeing more and more snow spreading into the United States. Let's just go to regions. Let's go to the continental United States. And the new model run is coming in right now, the 18Z model run. So we'll need to see what that does with the storms, and to keep an eye on that. So thank you guys so much for watching. Please consider subscribing. Please consider liking the video, and I'll catch you all guys in the next episode. See ya.